Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining our podcast, Moms on the Move. I'm Jen Wells.
And I'm Jennifer Stess.
We have the famous Megan Heidlberg with us.
Famous girl.
The famous. I should have had you introduce us.
I know.
She's the real pro.
I was so excited. We had so much fun when you interviewed us. I couldn't wait.
I know. Now
Yeah.
we're flipping the script a little bit.
Yes.
I like it.
So obviously everyone probably knows this. You're the host of Your Carolina.
Yes.
So how many years have you been the host?
Oh my gosh. Since 2013. I started in 2007. We started the show.
Okay.
And then I was probably 2 months from having Griffin to make what a fun way to make a debut.
Yeah.
When you're like, hey guys.
Oh my gosh.
What's up?
Yes.
So that was kind of fun. I'd filled in before so people knew me, but
So it's funny. We actually used to work out at the Y together.
oh, really? Did we do Sean's class? What did we?
I don't remember.
What did
It was
we do?
a Friday class, and
There was a what was it? It was a guy. What was his
it was some
name?
kind of like interval something, and it was before you went on and did your show, because I remember when you started your show, I was like, I know her.
I think I know her. We sweat together on Fridays. Yes.
So anyway, but it was from the gym. Yeah.
Oh, cane halters.
I know, good old Kane Halter. Now we moved over to Roper Mountain, so now I'm at Burn. But I know you're very into CrossFit.
Yes.
So
That's why if I'm limping right now, luckily we're sitting. So
it is so impressive. So we do Burn together.
Yo, that's a fantastic workout.
It is good.
It's one of the best.
Yes.
I've attempted CrossFit.
Okay.
I've done a half Murph.
Dude, that's incredible. That's really good.
So I don't know how anyone does a full Murph.
Yes.
I mean, it was,
With the vest and
I don't, yeah.
it's
But I see what you'll post, and you can do your pull-ups.
it's taken a while. It's
I
taken a minute
cannot. So at Burn, they'll put little things to assist you. They'll put the bands up to assist
and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's just as hard. I mean, it really is.
No, it's not.
No, it really is.
What's a Murph?
A Murph? Oh, okay. Explain the Murph.
So in
Murph.
the CrossFit world, they honor a lot of service men and women, and then on Memorial Day, they do it after this guy that passed away while serving our country, and it's just a grueling. It's very mental because it kind of makes you think like you don't want to be doing this. Think about some of the soldiers that are overseas. They may not want to be in this
You gotta dig
situation.
deep
So you
kind of
got to
thing.
dig deep.
Okay.
Yeah. So you run a mile, you do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then run another mile.
So maybe I actually
Okay.
did a Murph, but I didn't do the pull-ups.
You didn't do the pull-up.
I wasn't able
Maybe
to.
you did you can either do the jump or ring row. Sometimes you can add it. The
Yes.
good thing is you can,
Yes, because I remember that
Scale
the last mile, it was like Jell-O.
yes. The first mile, you're all like, okay, this isn't that bad. And then you're like, oh gosh, okay, then I'm going to have to do this again.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also just got the little box jumps at Burn. Yeah. But I feel like you are just you can do all that so easily.
I mean, I can show you the scar on my leg from where the first time, feeling a little, cocky and doing them too fast and, the shins.
Right.
So just don't
Right.
do it too fast.
Our boxes are soft.
We do. We have soft ones.
Y'all are.
They're
Yes.
hard soft.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the soft is when we do a bunch of leg stuff and then we have box jumps. I'm like, I'm using the soft box because I know
I
what's
will
going to happen.
fall.
I was going to go straight into it. You gotta have a little battle wound, though.
I know. So you're it's funny, you're very girly, but then you go and you do all your things.
Yeah.
And then you're go in. So we have boys on the same basketball team, and Chris is the assistant coach, but she comes in and she's by far knows way more than these coaches. No offense, Chris and Chris. You guys are wonderful.
on social media.
But it's so funny.
I think that's just personality. It's so hard to.
So yeah, the assistant coach is my husband, and then the main coach. But no offense to them, but you actually know. So it gives me great joy to watch her come in, and she's over there this, she's got it.
I still play today, so it's
I know.
just.
So you play in a women's league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, through
Okay.
Buncombe Street, so that's where we go.
gosh.
So it's competitive too.
Is it?
It's fun. Oh,
See, I wish there was something that I could do, because I love to play.
yeah.
But like, I
Well,
couldn't
what do you want to play? Do
basketball.
you want to do basketball? Do pickleball?
We do pickleball in our neighborhood.
Good. See, there you go.
Chris and I joined the adult pickleball league.
I love it. It's just huge now. I mean, it's so
That's what
big.
I want to do. Because
Do
I
it.
used to play
Did you play tennis?
Oh,
See,
yeah.
then
And I was
then
pretty
you'll-
good
then
at
you'll
it. So I
crush
think
it.
You will.
For being older now, I think we can.
Because it's
pickleball
half
it.
a course.
Yeah.
And Chris, he used to play baseball in college. I played
And
soccer
he's
my
super
whole life.
competitive.
He's super competitive. So we go out there and we're like, I've never played tennis, but like we've played against each other.
Right.
Like we've played. Our neighbors who are like 70 killed us, like murdered us.
Right.
I don't know the language.
Goals.
Yeah, I mean, so then you can tell Chris is starting to get upset.
Right.
So then it's like he goes and buys these like really expensive paddles.
We're
'cause
taking
that's-
lessons.
That'll do it.
That
Yeah, that's
totally
Like a
is gonna-
fancy pot. I mean, it just,
Yeah, if you have the right gear, you're good.
you got it.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my gosh.
That is so fun.
so
It's
fun.
taken over, but
It has. It's
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
You should. We
I'll
could
start with the beginner class just so I
But-
know the rules.
Yeah. You just emailed us about spike ball.
Yes.
So
are you going to do that?
Well, I thought we should start a women's league.
Yeah.
Another thing I don't know, what is spike ball?
You've seen it at the beach. Okay, like you going on the beach, it looks like a little trampoline, and you'll see like 4 people around it just hitting a ball into this trampoline looking thing. That's spike ball.
So spike ball is going to come, and the boys, we're gonna sign Bennett up.
Yes.
But he's in first grade, so
Yeah, it's all good.
it said second grade.
It doesn't matter.
All right, I figured it was.
Yeah,
I was like,
I'll be
all
there
right.
on Sunday seeing people
Yeah.
come in, and it won't matter.
Right.
I'll be like, yeah, first grade, second grade,
And then we'll
same
start a
difference.
women's league.
Yes,
Women's
right?
spike ball, followed by wine.
Wine, then spike ball. That may.
Change the
Yeah,
change
that's
around.
Is there
be
an
better.
outfit with spike ball? You know, kind of with pickleball and everything. Is there
Yeah, you
outfits?
gotta have I feel like you would have to have something kind of like volleyball-esque.
Right.
It just seems.
That's another sport I never played. Being
No, me
this
either, but I
short
just
little
did.
stocky thing.
It all, that would be fun. I wish I would have done volleyball. I'm not tall.
What did you play in?
I did basketball and softball
Okay.
and track.
Okay.
I had to.
Where did
for
you grow
track.
up? Here?
Here in Greenville.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been going to Buncombe Street for
Have you?
for forever. That's where I learned to play basketball.
Oh, wow.
You know, my parents were in a meeting because we were joining the church, and I, went down to the gym, and there was the ball, so I just started shooting. And David Stubbs was like, "Are you on a team?"
gosh, he's
and I'm
been there
like,
forever.
"No, he was my first coach."
Oh, that's so funny.
Were you athlete in school too?
I played soccer forever.
Oh yeah,
Since like third grade.
I didn't find any of that till I was older, so that's
Okay.
neat. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
do anything in school, but yeah.
Yeah, and then I tried to do all the girly things, and they never. I couldn't do cheerleading. I just couldn't. And we had field hockey. I'm from New Jersey.
Okay,
so
so
it's
you gotta be
soccer
from up
and field
north,
hockey
yeah.
are big. And then lacrosse came my senior year of high school,
Mm-hmm.
which no one knew what they were doing. But I played lacrosse too.
You get to hit people
senior
with
year.
sticks.
It was fun.
Well, the girls don't, which is stupid. I think the
Yeah,
girls should be allowed
no
to hit people with
contact.
sticks.
It was.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy it as much as soccer. It was definitely a different.
A different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but
Yeah, I did William, my oldest, he did baseball for a while, and then we did lacrosse. And it's sticker shock when you go to get all the lacrosse stuff. I was like, oh, okay, this is how much this costs.
oh my gosh, that was like we signed the boys up for karate for a minute,
Right.
and that was absurd. They're like they need the board, they need the headgear, they need the foot gear, they need the hand gear, they need the nunchucks,
Right.
and this like long stick. They're like, that's $800.
They legit needed nunchucks, or was that the kid
No,
being like, we gotta have
no, it was
they would have been like, I need
they
these.
needed nunchucks, and then you have to pay the registration fee,
Right.
Which I still don't
And then
understand.
the gear, the outfit, or whatever it is.
need
My
the
boys
outfit.
did taekwondo.
Yeah.
and then I did taekwondo.
Do you pay for the belts? Like when you're
Yep.
awarded?
Yeah,
pay
you
for
pay for every
everything.
belt test.
pay for everything. We're actually not doing it anymore.
Oh, we survived. We all got our black belts.
I'm
That's
trying to like
awesome.
pull in, reel in, and because I'm like, we were doing too much.
Right.
For the past few months, it was
Yeah.
it was like baseball lessons, basketball. We played the Y League and Buncombe Street.
Right.
And then, both boys were in it, and then we were doing karate 3 times a week.
It's a lot.
You can
So,
always go back to it.
Little miserable Bo, I'd have to just cart him everywhere, and he was not having it.
That's so
Yeah.
funny. I'm like, she's climbing the fence at baseball, and I'm like, it's almost your turn, girl. Like, one
Right.
more season, hang with me. We've
Yep.
almost made it.
Yep. So actually, Bo ran out onto the field the other day. Of course, I didn't see him. And everyone's like, whose kid is that?
And then you're like,
Get
oh
him
my
off the
God, his
field.
mom.
And I'm like, oh my God, whose kid is that?
Yeah. His parents not paying attention.
But Sophie reminds me of Bo.
Yes.
They're both just like running
Free spirit.
around
This
and
is
they're
the
the
third.
third.
That's what the third is.
And you're like, I'm a little too tired, honestly.
Yes. Well, so Griffin had a game the other day, and I coach first base. So I'm on first, and my parents are.
I love that you
in the
coach baseball
stands.
too.
Oh, I love it.
It's
know,
so
see, I
great.
I can't just sit and watch. I gotta be there. So I'm on first, and out of the corner of my eye, I see Sophie coming out of the dugout and getting ready. I mean, this is a live game. Like, these boys can hit. I'm like, she's gonna get. So I see it. I'm trying not to make a scene. So I'm like pointing to my parents. I'm going like that, and then I see Mom, wave, and I'm like, no, I'm not waving to you. And then later she told me that Will was like, I think she's telling that kid to run. And then finally I kept doing it. They're like, oh, Sophie. So we had a good laugh afterwards.
That's
I was like, no, I'm not telling anybody to run. I'm pointing at our daughter.
Get the child
off the field.
The runaway.
Yes,
Oh
runaway.
my gosh. How was you just got back from vacation?
It was amazing. My nose, if it still looks a little funky, it looked really bad yesterday. I was like,
Really?
oh, I got so burnt.
I want to get burnt. You know that feeling when you want to get burnt?
When you want to get burnt.
When
This
you're
was
so
like,
pale.
This was like, I feel like different state. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go to a dermatologist.
Yeah,
for this
like I just fried myself.
to make sure. And I was, diligent with sunscreen, but we were tubing. So I think, just all the water
So
splat
fun.
it got off. So it was
So where'd you go
fun.
again? It was
Went to the Virgin Islands.
so nice. Oh
And
my
it was
gosh.
nice
fun.
because you know how it is. You schedule. This was, we eat at 4. Okay. We're not eating today. Okay. Another
Right.
chocolate bar for dinner. Psh, why
Yes,
not?
that's so fun.
It was.
We went to Disney World.
How was that?
So kind of what you were just saying. It was a little too. I mean, it was a fun memory.
Yes.
We probably won't do it again. It was just very scheduled
Yeah.
and it was like we had to be attached to our phone because the new way that you get on the rides is every 2 hours you need to log in and so it was like a lot and I don't know. I mean, the boys were in different, I mean,
It's hard
Bennett wanted to
because-
ride the bigger rides and then, I was like, but we're going to go in the teacups.
Yeah, so Bo can do something and not
Dumbo.
And then it's like, we're like, this is so
awesome. I'm
fun.
so dizzy. This is great. I'm so dizzy.
So, and then by the fourth, it was like we did it for 4 full days. I mean, we didn't stop.
Right. You go
we
and
just
go.
didn't stop. And I don't know if you're part of like our mom's group, but I posted about what our 4th day looked like.
It's beautiful.
It was beautiful. It's like, I posted like the perfect ones on Facebook, like the smiling faces, and there we are. And then I wrote to our group like what actually happened. I was like, I forgot my anxiety medicine.
Right.
I got my period 3 days early. So like in Disney.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't wear my outfit because it was day 2 of my period.
Right.
So I had to change into this all black outfit. It looked
just
ridiculous.
because, yeah.
And then Brayden got massive diarrhea.
Oh, that always happens.
So Chris, I was with Bennett on a ride and I get a text and it said 911, but I didn't get it. All I see is Chris holding Brayden like a pizza and he's like, I was like, what?
why are you? Is he tired? Does he need a nap?
And
What's
he's
on your shirt?
I don't know what to do, and he ran. So he had to carry
Just gonna
Brayden,
serve him
5-year-old
to you.
Brayden, like a pizza because it was coming
out.
shorts. So then after that, Bo got sick.
Oh no.
So it was just
It was magical.
So then I was like,
Magical.
I'm gonna stop and get a beer.
Yeah. Or 7.
So anyway, I mean, it was a lot. It was I crashed when we got home completely.
Yes.
It was needed that vacation after.
After you need vacation.
But I mean, it was fun.
Yeah. Sophie threw up in a bucket while we were gone. So, that's the kind of stuff, you see the pictures on
And you didn't take a
Instagram,
picture of that,
and it's
yeah.
all I do have one though. Jeff snapped at Ash. She's like, I'm holding her hair. I'm like, this is going to be really good in college because she puked and rallied. I mean,
These
so
kids.
good. I was like, good for you, girl. You got
That's
this.
kind of what ended up happening. And I was having a complete and utter panic attack of tomorrow morning we have to get on the road at 7.
Yes.
And we're going to all be sick. It's a stomach bug,
Right.
not a food thing. In my head, it was this violent stomach bug and it was going to pass through all of us and we had to drive home on 95.
Yeah.
So Chris was trying to make me chill out. I was
Nothing.
Nothing.
How about I fly back and y'all drive back? That will
Yeah.
help.
So even just driving with Bo,
Yeah. Oh, I know.
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
He's not at the place where he's like cared to tune into the movies. I kept giving him his headphones and he'd throw it. And then he'd be like, like he wanted me to get
the
it.
whole way.
They won't remember anything but the good stuff. I can tell you that because
Yeah.
mine are
Oh,
old.
yeah, they already-
They will look back and remember the amazing
But
times.
remember Mom took us to
Not the
Disney
diarrhea.
and-
Right.
No.
Right.
That's what you
all
bring
of
up at
that.
their wedding.
Right.
You're like, just so you know. That
Just so you know.
Uh-huh.
Although Chris got that one, so I was pretty happy with it.
Yes. I know, but it's funny, like when the men get it, it's like they're like, what do I do? I'm like, the same thing I would do, clean it. Like,
You got
get it,
to.
like, get it.
He's like, that was just so humiliating. I like had to strip him down in a sink.
Like, it wasn't you that did it. Right? That would be humiliating. It was your son. It's okay.
That would have been a way different
Yeah, that would have been
story.
way different. That would have been really funny. In a
Right.
not funny way.
So, okay, so like every day you get in front of the camera.
Yes.
What if you're like, as a mom, if you didn't sleep the night before, like do you have so many memories of just really having to rally for that?
Luckily it's just for an hour. You can get, you know what I mean? Kind of look at it that way. It's like, just don't look at like the whole day, what you have to do after that hour. It's like just, the worst was when I was pregnant with Sophie.
I can't imagine.
I was not, with the boys, I gained a lot of weight when I was pregnant, but I didn't get sick. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. With Sophie, I still gained weight, but was sick.
Oh my gosh.
So there were times right before
and
the
it's your
show.
third, so you just seem to gain
You're older, you know what I mean?
it's a lot.
It just seemed. So there'd be days right before the show that I would go and throw up and then come back and be like, all right, let's talk about that fish sandwich. And in my head, I'm like, just don't throw up right now. Just,
Yeah. I can imagine that just being like one of the harder.
Yeah. So it'd be a lot like on camera. Then the second the camera's off, I was like,
Oh my God.
so it was.
I can fake it.
You can fake it for an hour. It's like it's just an hour. You can
Temporary.
do that. And then,
Yeah.
like I said, now like
You're
you
just so
can't
used to
even.
it.
You can't even. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I had the one day I had a migraine when we were doing this, as if like, oh my gosh, but
but still migraine. You're
well,
not.
I came in and I was like, why are the lights so bright? They're like, what are you talking about? And I
This
was
is how
like,
they are normally.
I was like, okay. And it just started getting worse and worse. And right after the show, I got like sick.
Sick. Yes, but you made it.
I made
You
it.
to the show.
I mean, I didn't
You know-
watch that. I didn't want to remotely watch it.
Don't want to remember.
No.
Oh, you did great. You wouldn't have known.
Oh my gosh.
Pro. See?
So in school, in college, was your major
Broadcast.
Okay.
I'm one of the rares that I kind of knew in 7th grade
Really?
what I wanted to do. I remember watching an NBA Finals game and seeing this girl on TV. It was Hannah Storm.
Okay, yeah.
At the time, she's still doing Sports Center. But I looked at my mom and I was like, wait, you can get paid for talking about basketball?
Is this like a dream
This
of yours?
is like, let me do.
Would
this
you
is
like
what
to
I want to
eventually do, like,
well, that's what I
sports?
wanted to do, and I've done a lot of sports broadcasts.
Okay.
And then you kind of start to learn it would have been the best job if you didn't want a family.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Travel.
So much travel. Mm-hmm. Now like the anchors is a little bit more you're stable, but for like all the football games and stuff. Fly out on Sunday. Tuesday, come back on Sunday. It's.
Yeah, if you have kids.
If you have kids, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I know. Yours seems like super flexible.
Yes, I've worked. You kind of have to work to get to it. My first job was in Toccoa, Georgia, and I would get up at 12:30 at night in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
I'd go to bed. This is when Oprah was still on, so I would watch Oprah and then go to sleep.
Oh my gosh.
And then would get up at 12:30 and be on air at 4.
Wow.
And we had write our own news, because I anchored, but you had to write your own stuff. So you have to come in and be like, what's
Like a
happening?
true
And-
night shift.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. And then that was the hardest I've ever worked for the least amount of money.
Right.
Looking at, I'm like, how in the world did I even get by? I remember after bills were paid at the end of the month, I'd have this for the month $145. I'm like, okay, so I haven't had food, gone no shopping. How in the world do you make this work? But you just do.
Yeah, that reminds me of my first job out of college. It was just, I lived in Charlotte and I had my own studio, but it was so expensive.
Yeah.
And I got paid nothing. And I remember like going to CVS and like I would be like, body wash. I need the bar soap.
Right. Like who needs this expensive like
Look at this luxury item.
yes. One day I'll be able to buy the
Body wash.
For now.
But for now, I need the 60-cent bar soap.
Yep.
I think we've all been through that with mine. I think saltine crackers and Diet Coke for a couple weeks.
The little peanut butter on it, that's a meal.
Right, right. Not being able to afford, my glasses when they break, things like that.
I know, everyone.
But we've all been there. We've worked hard and
It makes you appreciate that, right? You know what I mean? It's like you can do it. Like
Yes, it's true. Yeah, I mean, you can tell you're like an amazing work ethic.
oh
Yeah.
You did try something. It's just like just do it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. So what have you been like your favorite guests or jobs?
Gosh. I mean, it's sometimes it's the surprising one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'll have, sometimes you'll have like, famous people and, they're fun, but sometimes it's just like stories that you hear and just like, oh, they just sit with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like telling people stories or just
Yeah.
getting to know
Right.
people. So it's fun.
Yeah. Have you always been like good at public speaking?
I mean, I think it's just sometimes I don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
See, I'm the opposite. And like, so I went to Clemson and I majored in accounting. And they have a mandatory public speaking class and I wouldn't do it. I was like, I will have a heart attack every single day and I cannot live with this anxiety. Nope. So I'd go home and in the summer I'd waitress until like it was like 5 o'clock and I'd get in the car and I'd go to a night class like an hour and a half to 2 hours away just so I didn't know anyone.
So you avoid it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I did my first public speaking class at Greenville Tech.
Okay.
Because they would offer, college credit while you were in high school. And I was like, let me go ahead and knock this one out of the way. Now, I mean, there were still 20 people in the class.
Yeah.
But it just,
God, it's like one of my most terrifying things.
I think if you think about it too much, it gets terrifying. Like, because, I'll MC a lot of events. And right before, like when they're getting ready to call you up, I'm looking around, I'm like, oh my God, there's 1,000 people here. Am I ready? Am I prepared? And it's like, let's see what happens.
Yeah. You're a pro. You're a pro.
Let's just see what happens.
What do your kids think of it?
I think they're so
like
used to it now. William would come to work with me all the time, and he would always he'll ask about camera shots and do you have B-roll for that? You know what I mean? Like he'll use
worse
terms.
Yeah.
Griffin just it just is kind of, and Sophie, that's all she's known. So.
Right. Griffin is so funny. He's like such like a little maniac on the basketball court.
And in life and in home.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he has no fear. It's truly amazing. I wish he would rub off on Bennett a little. Because I don't know if it's like an oldest versus like a middle child type thing.
I think it is. And I think Griffin having to play with his older brother, who's, 5 years older, and his friends, is just...
Yeah, he's... they won when they won that little championship.
Wasn't that the best thing ever?
Honestly, because it was my first time as a parent, and like the boys won, and I was... I think I was
emotional.
Like too happy.
Yes.
Am I like trying to live through them? Like, why am I this excited?
Right.
I was like, that was the best day of my life.
Because you've seen
proud of them.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm. And you've seen the progress. I mean, they were like the Bad News Bears the first, you know what I mean? Like the first couple games is like, what do we do? And then to see them work on, see things like click. You're like, this is so cool. Like you're getting it. You're getting it.
And you see how happy they are. That does the good for a mama's heart. You see
my friend made a comment. She's like, that is pure little boy joy. Like their picture when they were.
They're all like, yeah.
I know. They were
adorable.
just like so excited. I know my husband was excited too.
And it's so funny because you kind of take it for granted, but it's really hard to win. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't happen.
No. And no one cares, but they beat a bunch of third graders, guys.
Right.
Deal.
It was a huge deal.
It was a huge deal. Like we still, Griffin still talks about the one kid, that was so tall. They were all, it was like, we got him. Like, I mean, they were so worried about it. It's like,
well, it's so funny. Like that morning, I was like, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Is he bigger than me? And he's like, no. And I was like, all right, so try to get around me.
Right.
But then he gets out there and he kind of like,
No,
he's
they're going to be,
They'll be
fun to watch them this year. You know?
My favorite thing, like, so Braden is 5 and he loves to talk about it and he'll like go run out there. He won't do anything, but but he'll run back and forth.
Yeah.
And he's like, that was great. And I'm
Yes,
like,
that was
that was
amazing.
really great.
Like, I love them.
Yeah.
So you had yours really close.
Yeah. So
For like 2 years apart.
So we had trouble getting pregnant with Bennett, and we were told we couldn't, and we were about to adopt. And then the week we were meeting our attorney to put the retainer down, I kept feeling really sick at the gym, but like no one wanted to say anything because this, you know.
You don't want to get hopes up. You don't
So
want
I
to.
was finally like, okay, fine, I'll go take another one. And I ended up getting all this chocolate because I knew I'd start crying again, and it came up. And so I went to the place that, you know, was helping with fertility, and they're like, you're pregnant. So anyway, that was just like the most magical, amazing thing ever. And then Braden, it was just, I don't know, something must have shifted in my body or something, because then Braden was born. So they're 2 years apart almost exactly. And then I was done.
Yeah. We were
two,
too.
because two's a great number.
Yeah.
You have
Everybody
you know,
is.
I stopped it too.
man to man.
Man on man
It's man to man.
You got it. Yeah.
So, and then it was 3 years later, I had kept telling Chris, I was like, how about that vasectomy? And he's like, well. So I kept, again, feeling like really sick. And I was like, we were throwing like a party at our house that day. And I was like, well, I guess I should just make sure. And yeah, so.
Before I drink all
3
this
years
wine.
apart, and I threw the test at Chris's face. I was like, look at this.
Now if you don't get a good vasectomy now.
So yeah, they're 7, 5, and 2. And we're just in it.
You're just
you know?
in it. You're in the yeah.
And it's so hard because I feel like Chris takes over like the older boys, which is great. But then, you know, it's always like there's little mean Bo.
And you don't want to say you're stuck with, because you don't mean it like that. But it's like you're stuck with
Yeah,
the little,
I'm, you know.
The little ones always want mom.
Oh yeah.
They always want mom.
He's in a weird anti-mom phase right now.
Except for yours.
It's very new. It's been the past like month. Like I can't brush his teeth.
Only dad can
Only
do it.
dad can do that, and only dad can put him to bed.
I mean, that's okay.
Well, yeah, so that's
you
I'm
do
like,
bedtime.
Chris, he needs you again.
Handle.
But yeah, so I don't know. There's hope. I see that it'll get easier
Yes.
at some point in life.
Because our oldest is 13, so
Okay.
it's helped so much now because he can kind of, watch Sophie. Although Sunday, we got back and we were going for a run. And I was like, well, like Sophie, she was playing next door. I was like, she's back. Can you just, make sure she stays in the house? And
Right.
he's like, yeah, and he's playing his game and stuff. It's got his little headset on. I was like, I'm going to take this up so you can hear her, like, make sure. And so we're running downtown, and our other neighbor that lives same street, but like a good distance down. I was like, hey, just to let you know, Sophie's here bouncing on the trampoline. And I'm like, cool. So I text Will, and I'm like, where's your sister? And he's like, downstairs watching dinosaurs. I'm like, you're fired. You're not. I'm like,
This
no.
is exactly
She's
what
down the street on a
Yep.
trampoline.
This exact thing happened to me last night. So I was saying for some reason in my head now, Bennett's like really old.
Right.
Because I'm comparing him to 2-year-old Belle.
Yes.
And so Bennett's like very mature, and he's 20, and he's
can drive.
driving,
Yes,
and he's
he's
making
picking up
dinner,
dinner,
doing the dry, all the things. So I was like, watch your brothers. I'm making dinner. And so Chris comes home, and he's like, why was Bo down the street by himself? And I'm like, what?
Bo's not on the couch. Oh, no.
So I was like, Bennett. And he's like, I told Braden to watch him. And I was like, Braden's 5. He's like, I'm only 7. And I was like, but that's Bennett! You can't. I was like, you can't. And so anyway, there was Bo. He was pushing his orange car down the street. Chris comes home at that exact moment.
Of course.
And I'm like, but at least I'm making dinner.
But look at dinner. Look at me.
But dinner's served.
We're down one
I'm not
kid.
totally the worst.
Right. That is the worst. She'll pull up and you'll be like, is that that's
What's happening
she has no
right now?
shoes on. Why is she walking? Surely there's someone. Nope, she's just by
Just by herself. These third kids.
We did it growing up, right?
Yes. We're fine.
Look how great we turned out.
Right.
My babies turned out too. They will. There's hope.
There's
lots
hope.
of hope. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's hope.
Mine are full grown on their own. So it's coming.
Yes.
It's coming.
You
Hold
just-
on.
And you just got one married, right?
Yes, one just got married.
Can you tell them what you guys did?
Our
you tell her?
dance?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Michael and I, well, I knew it when I had the boys that I couldn't do that slow prom dance kind of thing with my
Right. Because
son.
it's kind of awkward.
Kind of
It's long and
weird.
Yeah, and I knew it. And so I told them early on that if you get married that we'll be doing this. And we did. And it's coming out soon, and I'm going to put it on the mom's page.
Oh, yay.
But we did it with I think it's AJR, bang.
Okay.
Go out with the bang, 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 bang. Here we go. And so my son and I did that, and it was fantastic. We had a dance instructor.
Oh, so
work
y'all
with
like
us.
did like lessons.
Oh, yeah, we did them
every.
every 2 weeks for 2 months, and we killed it.
And didn't tell anyone that her
I told no
husband-
one. No one knew.
What a fun thing to do with your son too.
And
know.
that's when I was telling you earlier, I put my shoes on because
Yes.
I had a broken ankle with
Yeah.
those.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have hurt
Yeah.
myself. So
No.
it wouldn't have been good.
No.
So I put on a whole nother outfit too because the dress I had
outfit
on wouldn't have been appropriate. So I put on pants and tennis shoes.
Yeah.
And we killed it. And it was so much fun. And it was a bonding thing for us. You know,
You'll never
he's
forget
26
that.
years old.
I know.
Right. And
So
it
cute.
also set the tone for the whole reception.
Like it's party. It's gonna be fun.
We're gonna have fun. And my
that.
my second one, he said, "Mom, if I get married," I'm like, "Oh, we own it.
Stop.
We'll take it up a notch."
Start playing the
Connor,
dance
can you
now.
pick me up? Can you twirl me? Can we do something?
Right. I want to get
Right.
like through your like like
Like we gotta
Dirty
take it
Dancing
up.
style?
So
Yeah.
we did. It was fun.
That's
it was
so
wonderful.
fun.
I know. She kept sending me the videos, and I was like, I hope one day I can do something like this. Just bust it out with the boys.
Oh,
It's just
absolutely.
so fun.
It's a totally
Yeah.
different relationship, you know. And I
Yeah.
don't know what it is with girls. You know, I've got my daughter-in-law now, but I didn't have the girl, so the relationship is wonderful, and just practicing was, oh my God, it was perfect. I can't wait to see the choreographer has to get everything ready. So
Yeah, to
I can't
see
wait
it.
to see the original.
We'll post that for sure.
Yeah, it was fun.
love it.
Thanks.
I love that you used a choreographer too, because if I would have had them try to come to moves.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, no. And I really sucked at first. I'm
Right.
like, okay, I'm 53. I'm not sure I can get it. You know, I've got the 26-year-old boy that's like fit and
Right.
going, and then there's me going,
But you go to burn.
right?
Yeah.
But you know how you have to do your feet and your head and your
a
hands
lot
have
of
to all go in different
lot.
directions.
Yes.
I took a lot of practice. The instructor, she literally screamed when I finally got one move. Yes, you got
Now we
it.
can move on to step two. Okay. 2 months into this.
Not as easy as it looks.
Did you have
No.
cocktails before?
I didn't have anything. No,
wow, you went-
because you come right in there and they start
Yeah.
with her and her daddy, and then
then y'all went.
Michael and I tore it up.
Yes.
So
I love
Great.
it.
Oh my god.
it was fun, and nobody expected it, and it was great. I mean, the mouths that fell open on the video.
I bet they were like,
the best part.
So
good.
great. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is so fun.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
thanks for asking,
Yeah,
y'all.
I
This is
know.
great. Y'all do
This
a
is so
good.
fun.
Y'all do a great show. So
I was just like a rambling girl session today. Sometimes you
right?
need a little light conversation.
yes.
It's fun. It was good to see you again,
You
too.
I
too.
know it
Y'all-
was. Maybe
come
we'll
back
see
anytime.
Sunday on Spike Ball.
Yes.
We'll start a women's league.
Yes, wearing our volleyball get up. That will be hot.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we want to thank our sponsors real quick: Amanda McCall with Prime Lending, Nest Realty, Parham Smith Archenhold, Blackacre Law, BODYWORKS, and Southern Girl Chic for dressing us. Also Browning Studio. So thank you everyone for your support. We could not do this without you, and we look forward to seeing you next time.